short-staffed at the hospital, so I had to kind of fill in out there during lunch last week. Mr. Leroy, would you lead us in prayer today? Let's say our pledge. Many years I've been here, and I've seen, I've got some friends that I work with whose kids have been part of his program, and everybody here knows that he is the coach for the Lexington Colts. And if you've ever gone by in the afternoon, you see all of these children that's participating, and what a testament it is to him to have that many kids involved and for what they're doing in the afternoons and to be structured, that sort of thing. And so as I was talking to him, I realized that this organization that he's part of is a lot greater than just in Holmes County. And so the more we talked, the more I felt like that he ought to have the opportunity to come and share that with us and what they're doing with the Lexington Colts. So I'd like to welcome Coach Willie Greaves from the Lexington Colts.
President, CEO, Treasurer of the Lexington Colts. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. I founded and organized the Colts in 1999 here in Lexington. And I'm going to be honest about it, at the time I had 2 young boys. And I like to look ahead and thinking down the road. I don't want to keep you boys occupied in Lexington. There's nothing here, extracurricular, after school activity for our kids. And I had a music center, and it used to stay packed with kids. And on Saturday, I would designate a special hour where nobody could come in but kids. So I ended up being the neighborhood babysitter. And 16 years later, I'm still the neighborhood babysitter at 16. Praise God for it though. But the coach started out with a PB football program because I wanted to have the opportunity to be involved with my own kids growing up. And thank God he gave me the opportunity to coach every one of my child's children that participated in sports. We started off with football, Little League baseball, youth basketball. But as the years grew and I grew, I didn't have the energy or the time I did all those architects. But I've always loved football, played it all the way through semi-pro with the San Diego Chargers organization. So that's a sport I love, and the kids, I can see where it was productive. And not just allowing them to have an opportunity to do something after school, but after 4 or 5 years, I saw what he was doing for McLean High School. Before we started our program, they hadn't been to the playoffs and I didn't want to win. Once our kids started developing and moving on to middle school and high school, they went 7 straight playoffs, to the playoffs. And the exposure that we tried to give the kids where we do, it was in Little Rock last weekend, we'll be in Memphis this weekend. And I do that on purpose. We're taking them to Dallas, New Orleans, we go every year at the end of the year, Shreveport. We're constantly getting invitations to go to Orlando. And I remember when I was football, in fact in 2009, I was nominated and enshrined into the coach is an independent organization. We don't get supported by the school district. A lot of people think that we're funded. We're funded by begging and doing fundraising. And my good friend, I don't know, he don't want me to say it, but every time I get in trouble, I'm embarrassed, need to be out. Not only that, when we first got started, Reverend Garrison, every time I had any teary-eyed, I didn't know how much on the practice field. And I don't know if y'all remember Reverend Garrison when we done went to church. They were one of our biggest contributors when we first got started. And Rev comes to practice. When he comes, he got chicken hand. And I know you're not at another church with that big. And he said, "Oh, wait, that's a church gave us this check, a good sized check." Yeah, you ain't know that crowd are going. Yeah, go up there. You can thank your friend Don Bear. Now when you say that, and people hear that, people here in this community, Don has been our main sponsor from day one. Don took it upon himself. Once we got started after 3 years, they told us that we needed a 501c3. I didn't have a clue. He took charge. He got his own accountant and the funding to pay for everything for our 501c3. He said that being now you can ask for more money. Without that, you're only going to get $50 or $100. He said, but with it, you can get $5 million if you big on it. And he's always looked ahead for us. I want to mention that. I mean, he don't like a lot of accolades. But I love Don. And what he do for these kids, because he don't have a child out there. He didn't have to do it. And I tell people, you always up there in the mayor's office. I don't know where to go. And the secretary, I go in there and say, I need to see Don. You look at me. You got a point I know. Would you please call back in and tell Don I need to see him? First place, they look at me, because I ain't supposed to call him Don. You confident you do? How you do that? Yeah, he don't talk to nobody on the phone. And you just ask him to talk to me. You don't know, I'm sure Don can remember. When we growing up as little children, they were little chaps. On Sunday evening, Don, Pat Jr., and Paul, Hill, Dale, Rusty, I don't know some of these guys. We'd meet up and play on the dish man, we the grocery board every Sunday. At my cousin's house, where my cousin's mother was working for Miss Barrett. And then they come out here, we'd tackle all over in the ditch. And Lord, I never would. Now I might never remember it, I never would forget it. And I tell people, it's so much inspiration, athletic inspiration from the city of Lexington and how we go back in tradition and history. And we didn't have a lot of problems. We were all buddies and friends. We would come to Lexington High School games and go to that club, pepper shop, and I go down and all this. And we would watch that game. And on Friday, we played in the daytime. They'd come behind the co-op and watch our game. And it was always a big grudge. And Coach Earl wanted it so bad. I took him and I would coach the Chief Book. And back then, everybody knew everybody in the community. Chief Book would challenge Coach Earl every year. Coach Earl wanted to play so bad. But situations and circumstances never would allow that to take place. They always had a good team over there. We had a good team. We was just sell it on the field. Is why I will sell it Sunday evening. But praise God, the coach has been around now for 16 years. We started off struggling, we still struggling because it's very costly running our program. And when y'all see something on the square with those hills, we're trying to do something to benefit the kids and not get rid of expenses. Like I said, last weekend, we was in Little Rock, we've been going to Little Rock every other year, and they come to us for the last 15 years. Same thing about teams in Memphis. We go there this Saturday, the following Saturday, every Labor Day weekend, we have our kickoff jamboree at McLean Field, and all the teams from Memphis or Arkansas come to us. One of our biggest fundraising days, and we've always been supported by the city of Lexington for use of their facilities in the Holmes County School District. When we play our games in McLean, we have to pay for the insurance. We cover $1 million worth of sports liability insurance on those kids. You can't allow them on the field without having their sports insurance. And we are part of Mississippi Youth Football Association. We have over 70 some organizations. We have 8 districts. You got to wade to the championship playoff, and you got to hear me writing about it to see where I write about it in the newspaper. But the battle to get there. So when you hear that our kids have made it to the playoff, they don't feel like a little team from Lexington, Mississippi, got them been showing up every year in the playoff. But we got to wade through Oak Grove, Hattiesburg, Wayne County, Petal. I mean, some of the top school programs in the state. We go out there and work them like they stole something. So when McLean progress, like it is Saturday, they just turned 5A. They went their first game of the year. Saturday was against 6A Jim Yield and beat them 26-6 in one half. And what I was most proud and boastful of the 75 players that they got on the team, 45 will play for me. And mostly all of their starters played for Lexington coach. And Coach, I mean, he was here last week, Coach Will and Principal Smith. Since they don't know the kid, I have to go over there, and he asked me, he said, look, you know, these kids play for you. Who can do what? Every child I point out started. Every one of them. And every one of them is performing. They have a team, and let me say this, because I'm a type of person that like to give you your roses while you can still smell them. And the superintendent, we had a powwow. I'm on the sports advisory committee in the school district. And we was talking about what it's going to take to get a top quality 5A coach in Holmes County. Superintendent, I'm a fan. And they were going to cost between $70,000 to $80,000. You're talking 5A coach, we don't want a Rudy Poop. We want an experienced coach who knows what he's doing. And the name was sent to us on the committee and returned to the superintendent to make a selection. And when it came over to Tom Woolfolk, I know they had made the right choice. Because he started his coaching career off college and the coaching in the college ranks. He been 4 different colleges before he even dropped back down to high school. And he's brought his crew in. And when I boast about McLean's and Holmes County Center, I'm boasting about the Lexington coach. Because if those kids don't see me at a ball game, they don't see that white van parked over there, go read that. I get in there and I have a problem now with my voice. I holler so much at the officials and everybody in our Little Rock Saturday. I couldn't even talk Saturday night on the way back home. And I'm still a little grindy, but all of that is a part of what the Lexington coach is all about. Our mission statement is the total development of youth through sports, recreation, and extracurricular activities. And it's paid off. I'm a volunteer, I don't get paid, I don't get paid a dime. My payday come is every year I go to graduation. And I go up there and see my boys walk across that stage, or one of my cheerleaders that stage and pick up that degree. Fully paid. That's what it's all about. That's what we're trying to mentor these kids from the time that they're 6 years old until they get up. We assist them in going to college. My alma mater is the University of Arkansas, Pine Bluff. We've got numerous scholarships for kids over there from right here in Lexington. And my friend of mine that I went to school with was the director of recruitment until last year. And while he was there, he would guarantee me under the table, because you and be careful what you say to people. 12 kids, bring me 12, they get scholarships. All they have to do is meet the academic requirements. And there are some other schools that all I have to do is take their paperwork in, make sure everything is turned in. They got the requirement to meet entrance, they got a scholarship. And that's helpful, and you don't have to boast about that. That's why I'm in the Hall of Fame. People of knowledge know what the Lakeland Colts are all about. We are nationally recognized, and I'm not going to take up all your time, but we got a lot of donors in there. And I'm a bookkeeper over there to keep the Internal Revenue Service off of them. And I can thank Don Barry more than anything. I just thank God for him, because I can go in the morning and tell this short story and sit down. I think we were getting ready to go to Shreveport somewhere. Parents couldn't come up with the money. And very little money. I'm about $700 short. I thought, we not that much. I'm gonna get that from him. How I know? I'm good buddy. I go to the dinner hall this morning. You never see his face. Tell him what, talk to him, tell him what I need. I think about to see him at 2 o'clock. So I walk in the door, I ain't got to go ask for dinner. When the secretary see me come in, he said, no, I'll get my check and get out. I can ask him for 700, you give me 15. I mean, it's hard. The Lord has softened his heart over the years. And we really could not have done a lot of stuff. Our kids have not done better. And I thank God for you all giving me the opportunity to share all of this stuff, but I could talk all day.
Well, we're glad to have you today. Anybody got any questions about the organization of the Colts or how that's set up and how many? I was just impressed over the whole scale in which the league, in which they play. Now, when y'all started, you said how many teams actually started the league? It was 5 or 6?
Well, yeah, we started off in the Jackson League, and then in 2002, we joined the Mississippi Youth Football Association,
right,
which is a statewide organization, and there's over 70 different organizations within under the umbrella of Mississippi Youth Football. But we also American Youth Football, where they have over 10,000 youth programs on their umbrella.
Coach, we appreciate the work that you're doing, and I know the whole Rotary Club does. It's really an testament to what he's done.